else
Yes,
going
sir.
on?
Yes, sir. Mr. Swerk, are you available? You still there? Okay. Kavika Jackson, judges next.
Hello, hello, hello. We've got a crazy one. I think. I'm not sure. Either a crazy one or a fake crazy one. That's kind of the question here. It's out there. It's Alyssa's fault. Let's do it.
Jackson. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, Kavika.
Your Honor. Hello, Your Honor.
Morning, Mr. Jackson. Are you the same Kavika Jackson that's charged with resisting arrest? Is that you,
Yeah.
sir?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
In a minute, I'm going to get on the record. And when I do, I'm going to show you some documents that you signed with Mr. Swerk, your attorney. I'm going to ask you some questions about all that. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And I want you to understand there's no trick questions here today, all right? Does that make sense to you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So it looks like I've got everybody that's necessary for this. So we'll get started. The court calls State of Texas versus Kavika Jackson. This is 2024 CC 741366. We're here today for a plea. We're conducting the hearing using the Zoom application. We're live streaming the proceedings so that it's open to the public. My name is Judge Jefferson Moore. I'm sitting by assignment in County Court at Law number 15 for Barron County, Texas, and specifically in the jail court. And if I could have the attorneys make appearances, starting with the state of Texas, please.
Sabrina Urso for the state.
Wilson's work for Mr. Jackson.
Sir, are you the same Kavika Jackson charged?
Yes.
Hold on, let me finish the question.
Yeah.
Are you the same Kavika Jackson charged by information with resisting arrest? Is that you, sir? Oops, let's see. Just for the record, his headphones fell off and it's hard to get them on when wearing handcuffs. But, sir, are you the same Kavika Jackson charged by information with resisting arrest? Can you say out loud for me? I see you nodding your head, but you just...
Thank you, Biggin. I see that I got a redirect. I didn't even, I'm shocked. I just threw this thing on with no notice. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
say yes or no out loud.
Yes.
All right. And I tell you that, sorry, I couldn't hear you, but I tell you that because we have a court reporter and she has to take down everything that you say, and she's not allowed to take down your shaking your head or nodding your head. Okay. Does that make sense to you, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to use a function of Zoom. It's called share screen, and I'm sharing a document with you on your screen. It's called the defendant's consent to plea by video conference. And I'm using my cursor to circle around electronic signature.
Yes, Your Honor. That is my signature. I did sign.
Thank you, sir.
Sign Kavika
Okay.
Jackson.
All right. I appreciate that. Well, but by signing
On the second page, it says I did agree to no contest.
Okay, well, we'll get to that. But let me talk about this form that I have in front of you right now. On this one, when you sign this document, you're telling me two things. One is that you understand we normally do pleas live and in open court, but that you're consenting to do this plea by video conference. Did you understand that when you signed this?
Yes, video conference.
Yes, sir. That's what we're doing right now. And then your electronic signature here.
I also signed
I got
time
balloons.
served, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. Well, I'll get to that.
Okay. I forgot.
I just have to ask you a series of questions first, and we'll get to it. Okay. Does that make sense to you?
I get it. I dig that.
Okay. Let me talk to you one more thing about your electronic signature here. You're telling me that all the electronic signatures are valid as if they were personally signed. Do you understand that when you sign this?
When I signed it, or when I had signature marked it.
Well, when you marked it.
Okay, I've been having a tough day. My last stream crashed, but I'm still doing better than this guy.
It's the same as signing it.
And yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I appreciate that. And
Sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, ma'am.
All right, I approve your consent and I make it a part of the record. And I'm going to scroll to another document, Mr. Jackson. It's called the Court's Admonishments. And this is where you were telling me earlier that you're going to plead no contest. Do you see that right there? See where I'm circling the words no contest for you?
Yes.
Okay, basically this says, I hereby enter a plea of no contest to the charge. And this is a charge right here. But this is a 2-page document. And I'm going to show you page 2. And
Oh,
again,
Zach,
there's electronic signature I'm using.
it
for
gets
that
weirder.
cursor circle around. Is this yours?
Yes, that is my signature.
Okay, I'm going to get out of share screen for right now. I may turn it back on again so we can talk about this document for you. But by signing that document, the court's admonishments, you're telling me that you understand the court's admonishments and that you understand the rights that are contained in the court's admonishments. Did you understand that when you?
Okay, as usual, whenever we have a potential MH issue, it's the question is always: Are they? Is this an act or is this really them? Are they really this out there? So, anybody who actually would know something about it, feel free to chime in.
Signed it?
Tamed? Not fully how y'all got my name before it hit the screen, but yes, I do have a Texas ID.
Okay.
I was always very interested in writing and scriptures and puzzle stuff. So
Okay. Well, that's good to hear, but let's stay on track a little bit here.
it's hard, like
That's good to hear. I didn't catch it the first time. That's good to hear. It's great that you like to write in scriptures and puzzle stuff. Super. Let's go ahead and answer the questions that I'm asking you, okay?
Let me go back to share screen. That might help us keep on track here. Okay. When you sign this, well, let me ask you this. Did you and Mr. Swerk go over this form together? Did he talk to you about this form?
yes.
Okay, good. All right. So let me just go over it with you. Here's where it says that resisting arrest is what's called a Class A misdemeanor. And if someone does that, they're looking at up to a $4,000 fine and up to 1 year in the Barrett County Jail. Did you understand that when you signed this form?
Then what I agree with a Class A. I think
Well,
to have a Class A, I should be a female, but I can assure you I am a male.
okay, well, I'm not sure exactly what that meant, but let me tell you this. Even though it is a Class A, you don't
Okay. I like the soft voice. Okay, I'm not sure exactly what that meant, but we're walking.
have to agree whether it's a Class A or not, but it is. But that sentencing range I just went over with you, that does not mean you're getting that. It just means that's the sentencing range for a Class A misdemeanor. Okay, do you understand that?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So when you say that you're going to plead no contest, I have to be sure that you understand that when you do that, you give up some very important rights that anyone's afforded when they're in your situation. So we'll go over those rights. First one is you have a right to a jury trial. You don't have to plead. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
And if you decide not to plead, then I set it for jury trial. We'll take it from there. But you're giving up your right to a jury trial because you're saying that you'd rather take the plea bargain. Understand that?
Yes. Well, I have my loved ones on my mind. My birthday was March 10th, and the only person to tell me happy birthday was my mother, who I left alone with my snacks. I purchased like two regular bottles of like Kool-Aid. I mean, 2 bottles of soda, and she was the only person to tell me happy birthday before I left. That
I'll tell you happy birthday too, Mr. Jackson, but we're going to try to stay on track here. Okay. So next, the other right you have is at a jury trial, you would get to confront the witnesses against you. But if you plead no contest, you don't get to do that anymore either. Do you understand?
Mhm.
Can you say yes or no for me?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
And finally, Finally, you have the right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. In fact, you don't even have to plead today, because when you plead, then you're giving up your right to remain silent. So do you understand that?
All pearl clutchers, direct your complaints to Alyssa. I said I wasn't sure about this one, but she made me do it. It's entirely her fault.
You say either no contest or guilty, that's incriminating yourself. Do you understand that? But you don't have to incriminate yourself today if you don't want to. Do you understand that? Okay, I see you nodding your head, but I need you to say yes.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Okay. All right. I approve the waivers that are contained within the court's
Yes.
admonishments. I make them a part of the record. I'm getting out a share screen
It was something like that.
and state.
Agree, Your Honor. The
Oh, I
picture.
appreciate it. Thank you, sir. We're going to keep going. But again, state, can you relate to me the agreement that you have with the defense, please?
Yes, Your Honor. The agreement is for a $0 fine, court costs. 13 days in the Bexar County Jail, credit for time served, time and money to run concurrent, and we ask that this judgment be satisfied.
Mr. Swerk, is that your understanding of the agreement?
It is, Judge.
And Mr. Jackson, the state is saying that they're offering you 13 days in the Bexar County.
Okay, so he's got a PD. And he's got a prosecutor that's being too nice. I'll say this. He doesn't really put you in fear. But who knows?
County Jail, essentially, and it'll be what's called judgment satisfied. And that means you'll get out tonight if you don't have anything else holding you. Do you understand that?
13? I've done 13 days already.
That's my understanding.
Okay, yes.
But you understand
Yes.
that
Yeah.
that's their agreement. Do you understand that?
Yes. Yes, 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 yes. And yes, yes.
Okay. I appreciate that, sir. Now,
Yeah, he really is creepy. Whether my gut is that he's legitimately not there, but I don't know. But either that way or if he's putting it on, either way, it's creepy.
I have to ask you some technical questions here. And the first one is, you have to understand that I don't have to agree to this deal. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And I'll tell you right now, I am going to agree to this deal, but I just have to tell you that I don't have to. But if I do agree to your deal, then you lose your right to appeal this whole thing. Do you understand that? And that makes sense, because if you agree to it, it'd be hard for you to go to the appellate court and say, I want to appeal something that I agreed to. Does that make sense to you?
I don't believe I'm that old. Am I old enough to attend or hear about one of those things? So yes, it makes sense to me explaining it.
Okay. I'll ask you just for the sake of this. You had a birthday. How old are you now?
I'm older than 21. No, I am
Okay.
21.
Okay. Well, you're 21 in some days, it sounds like. So you're old enough to proceed then with this. All right. But if
Oh, yippee. He can now go to a bar and legally drink.
I don't follow the plea bargain, then I allow you to draw the plea. You'll go to trial, and no one at the trial is going to know that you pled today. Do you understand that?
Well,
You
no.
say okay, but is it a yes that you understand?
It makes me sad, but yeah.
Are you a citizen of the United States?
Sir, yes, sir.
If not, if you plead guilty or no contest to this could have serious adverse effects on your immigration status. Mr. Swerk, do you believe that your client has a factual, rational understanding of the charge pending against him?
He does. We discussed it, Judge.
Do you believe he's been able to assist you in the defense? Do you believe he's mentally competent to waive rights and enter a plea here today?
Yeah.
Comment on that. That I do too. I've been doing judge work now for 10 years, and before that, another 20 plus years in either as a prosecutor or in private practice. And I've dealt with a number of folks that are in the same position as
Judge work.
Mr. Jackson. And although the record reflects some curious answers here and there on some things, I believe he's mentally competent to proceed. I think that's the best.
I don't know. I'm being honest here. Probably the standard is really low. That's what people don't understand. It doesn't mean you're smart. It doesn't mean you're making good decisions. It means that you can appreciate what you've been charged with and what the potential penalties are. That's basically the whole standard right there. But I do like him. I do like him bench as like training involved, because there isn't. Other than the fact that you see a bunch of crazy people, but that's it's not like you're being trained, you're just dealing with it.
All right, let me finish, Mr. Jackson. I think that's the best resolution on this thing. So, Mr. Jackson, back to you. Remember, you've been charged with resisting arrest. And so to that, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty or no contest?
I plead no contest.
All right. Do you understand that I can still find no contest plea? You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes.
Other than plea bargain, did anyone promise you anything in exchange for your plea today? Meaning you have a plea bargain for time served. Did anyone also say, oh, if you're going to plead, we'll give you extra commissary or anything like that? Did that happen?
I mentioned how I worked at Buffalo Wild Wings, and it was a Wisely credit card, which I'm pretty sure I still have some amount of money on. But I lost the credit card, and I just want to get with them to see if I could get my account.
That might be in your property, and when they release you, they'll give you your property.
Your judge to help him with any assistance he may need.
You've got your plea bargain. Did anyone promise you anything else besides that?
No, Your Honor.
All right.
No.
Did anyone force you or coerce you to plead today?
No.
And after going over this case with Mr. Swerk, do you think that this is in your best interest to plead today?
Yes, it is in my best interest.
Thank you, sir.
Personally,
All right.
from the
Okay. Let me finish up.
Well, I'm filled with confidence.
Let me finish up, sir. I find the plea is freely, intelligently, and voluntarily made, and that he's mentally competent to enter into such a plea, and I find him guilty. Mr. Swerk, is there any legal reason as to why your client cannot be sentenced today?
No, Judge.
Being no legal reason, fortunately agreeing with the state, I sent you 13 days in the Bexar County Jail. I'll give you credit for time served. There's a $0 fine and court costs. The time and money will run concurrent, and this is judgment satisfied. Sir, there's a plea bargain case, and I followed your plea bargain. So like I told you, you do not have the right to appeal. You don't have the my permission to appeal, and I'm going to make a certification of this for the record, and we'll provide a copy of the certification to Mr. Swerk to give to you. And for the attorneys, is there anything else from either side?
Nothing from the state.
All right, the matter is concluded. Best wishes to you, Mr. Jack. Okay, you're done now, sir. So I appreciate it.
Been in there.
Thank you, Mr. Swerk, for assisting us with that one.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, we're still on YouTube.
All right, Judge, next is Ms. Sparks. Are you ready on Ms. Rivas?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Rivas has got 3 cases. Brittany, what are we doing?
We are pleading on
All right. Did that hold up? It was stopping on my end. Could you guys even see the video? Yeah, he was on the struggle bus taking his headphones off too. He was on the struggle bus. I was about ready to really make fun of him for it because he couldn't get the headphones off, but then I realized, well, he's got handcuffs on. That would be kind of awkward. Like for me, stone cold sober, I'd be like, oh. I don't know. That's probably the right result. I kind of laugh. By the way, I shouldn't say that. He may have had they may have had some judge training on mental health, but it's not extensive. Or he may have done some CLE and, you know, how to deal with mental health litigants or something. I could see that. I guess I've had that kind of thing too. I assure you I've learned nothing from it. But I did sit there while they droned on about it. And came to the conclusion, if it ever gets down to it, I'm going to send them for an assessment. If nothing else, to put it off on somebody else. All right, thank you. I'm glad we just got through. I don't know why. I've been here a week. I'm not exactly in the middle of nowhere. I'm not in a place where you'd expect poor Wi-Fi, and frankly, I don't think there is bad Wi-Fi generally. I just had a moment, but right there it was holding up. It never like went out, but it would just pause for a second and then come back on. So whatever, you get the idea. You get the idea. This guy was deemed competent enough to plead guilty. It's probably the right result. He was guilty. I think he wanted to plead guilty. He's been sitting in jail for 13 days. It's probably more than enough. I don't know what he was charged with to this moment. I don't. But some of his non sequiturs were rock solid. Leaving his snacks with mom was top notch. I love my snacks with her. Okay. Okay. I hope they're there when you get back. I hope your snacks didn't get poached. Also not realizing how long he'd been in jail was, cause for concern for me. Most people would have would have some vague notion of how long they've been sitting in the can. They just would. But that's the way it went down. He definitely was an NPR judge. I think he just had to move on and move some tote bags. All right. Thank you all for coming out. I appreciate it. As usual, Saturday night, behave yourselves, get an Uber. I'm not bailing you out.